Alrighty, so what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of compare some of our 6.5 PRC brass. Now on your left there, that is a brand new piece of ADG brass, and this is a piece of brand new Nosler brass. Now if you read on ADG's website, they talk about this brass has more material, it's a little bit more durable than other PRC brasses, so you need to reduce the loads a little bit. Now what I'm interested to find out today is how much does that matter? So if we weigh this empty piece of ADG brass, they weigh about 222 grains, somewhere right around there. Now my brand new Nosler brass weighs around 215 grains, so definitely a big difference there. Now if I measured my capacity of water with my ADG brass, this new piece comes out to 67.2 grains and 67.8 grains for Nosler. Now as these are fired, the case capacities change a little bit. For our ADG brass, our fired brass is 68.8 grains, and our Nosler brass is 69.5 grains. So that spread did get a little bit bigger after we fired them, but it's still not a lot. I mean, we're talking 0.7 grains, so not a whole lot. Now, the length on these came new at 2.030 inches, and for our Nosler brass at 2.010 inches. So these are pretty long, they pretty much need trimmed. These are pretty short, they won't need trim for a while. Headspace measurements on my tool came out to 1.688 for our ADG and 1.692 for our Nosler. And my fired brass comes out to 1.961. So this Nosler brass will barely fit in the chamber new. Now what we're gonna do is to kind of give another bit of comparison here is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna load up some rounds with Reloader 23 and the 140 grain Bowtail hollow point. So I just shot these and some Nosler brass just recently. You guys will see the group there and the velocity numbers and all that. And it's about the same kind of day today as it was that day. So we're gonna go ahead and compare velocity numbers. We'll also compare group size. We're gonna shoot 52 grains of Reloader 23. I think that's gonna be safe enough. It's not a real hot charge, and my GRT is predicting that this still should be safe with our reduced case capacity. And we're gonna shoot them at 2.9 cartridge overall length. Now what I did to prep this brass here, all I did was deburr and chamfer it and primed it, and we're gonna shoot it. I didn't resize it, didn't run a neck sizer through, nothing like that. So just simple new brass here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna head out on the range. We're gonna do a 5-shot group with my B14 HMR, and then we'll come back to the bench and we'll talk about how this compares to when we did this with Nosler brass just maybe a couple weeks ago. All right, we're out here on the range. This is my Bergara B14 HMR, chambered at 6.5 PRC. It's got a 24-inch barrel, 1 1/8 twist. As you can probably hear, it's a little breezy today. Not the ideal day to shoot, but we're just trying to shoot 5 shots, so we should be all right. Now this is with our ADG brass, so hopefully we're not starting out too high. Our GRT numbers, as we just talked about, look pretty good, so I think we can get away with this load here, but we'll find out. We'll keep a close eye on our velocity too, which hopefully our lab radar is going to work today. I did do that update. This is the first time I've used it since, so we're going to go ahead and I think we'll just single feed all these and get connected to our lab radar here. We are going to try to wait out the wind gusts. It's blowing like 10 to 20. All right, so we're going to go ahead and fire this first shot. This should be about 2,900 feet per second, maybe just over that mark. All right, that was 28.75, so we should be pretty good on that velocity there. All right, so that update was supposed to fix connectivity issues, but that's definitely not happened because this thing just disconnected from my phone. So, all right, we're just gonna go ahead and shoot them. Worry about the lab radar later.
All right. So our group size doesn't look great, but weren't necessarily expecting anything crazy with that, since this is just a random load with this brass. Let's see what our velocity ended up being. So we ended up averaging 2853 feet per second with a standard deviation of 14.04, and extreme spread of 36.7. So let's get back over to the bench, and we'll kind of compare this to our other brass, and we'll take a look at our group size.
All right, taking a quick look at our ADG brass. Really nothing to see here. Primers look nice and round, no ejector smears, no weird markings on the brass. Really looks pretty good. So let's check out the target. Alrighty, so we're taking a look at our target here, and really not bad looking. That 52 grain load, we shot a 5-shot group of 0.96 inches, 2853 feet per second, and a 14.0 SD. So this compares to our Nosler brass. We were at 2865 feet per second with an 18.7 SD and a 1.32 inch group. So I don't know if the group size means much here. You know, this is a random load with ADG brass. We didn't work anything up or anything like that. But the interesting thing is we saw a little drop in our velocity even though we have less case capacity. Now, it is a different day. You know, maybe the weather's a little bit different, but I don't think we're going to run into too much issues in this case switching to our ADG brass. Now, this isn't to tell you that just go ahead and ignore ADG's recommendations. I'm sure that this recommendation is well founded, and as you can see, the case capacity is a little less than what we measured in our Nosler. But in this case, I'm excited to go ahead and start testing with some ADG brass. Looks like groups might be just a little bit better, and hopefully velocity and things is a little bit better and more consistent than what we were seeing with our Nosler brass. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Kind of an interesting little test there. Glad that I did it. Now I have confidence that I can, you know, start working up loads with that ADG brass. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you next time.